All right. What's going on, everyone? So, today, what I talked about, it's been a while since we've been on, but today I wanted to talk about how I was able to make $180,000 a year as a personal trainer. So, I started personal training when I was 17 years old. So, that is when I was actually going through my NSCA CPT certification. And 4 years later, at 21, I was making about $180,000 a year. That's actually take home as an independent personal trainer. So, what I want to share with you is how I actually did it. And then I actually want to share with you how I would actually do things differently. And the way I'm going to break this down is, again, first is all going to be about my journey and how I got to $180,000 a year. This will give you guys some context into what worked for me. And then I'm going to share with you what I did differently. So, if you guys don't know me, if you guys are new to this community, my name is Mohammed Malik. I am the co founder of Remote Wellness Institute. And our goal is to provide the highest quality career and business education for health and wellness professionals for free. So it's absolutely free moving forward, which is going to be really awesome. And I'm going to share with you guys as we go along. So my journey has two parts. Part number one is developing coaching skills, right? Part number two is business skill development. I'm not really going to talk about the coaching skill development, but I will tell you that I have gone through the rung of the ladder and have gotten every certification that you can think of. And what it boils down to is helping people is understanding the basics. And one thing that I wish I had studied a lot more was human behavior and psychology and psycho-cybernetics more than anything, because I think that would have came in handy more than half of the certifications that I actually took. I'll talk more about that later into the future. What I really want to talk about is the business skill development, which is really going to help you guys go from, hey, I'm a coach, I'm a personal trainer, I'm really good at what I do, but how do I actually develop the skills and have the business skills to get to where it is that I want to go? So my first step was actually going from zero to $7,000 a month. And this is kind of how I did it. So when I first started, before I got my certification, I just started coaching people. I started just helping people. And I started by charging $20 a week. I worked at a big box gym, right? So I started at a big box gym local to my community, then went to Equinox, worked at 24, all that good stuff. And then I later went on to open up 5 of my own gyms, which I'll talk to you guys about later. But the first few months that I went independent, when I left the big box gyms and I went out on my own, that was very, very, very difficult. And on the side, I was actually working for a tax resolution business and a company doing sales, because I had to make money. I had to keep the lights on, right? I had to pay the bills to keep my PT business going. And I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to get clients. What I did start learning was something called copywriting. Everybody kind of knows it in the internet marketing space. And I just started studying it. And what I did was I started using copywriting on my Facebook profile, right? And so some of you guys can actually just scroll through and see some of my old copywriting stuff. But just by me doing that consistently on a regular basis, I think I was doing it like 3 or 4 times a week, I started getting people reaching out to me wanting personal training. And that's how, over time, I grew my personal training business to about $7,000 a month by tapping into my warm network. These were people that already knew me, right? Once I got to about $7,000 a month, I ran into two problems. The first problem is that I ran out of people in my warm network, right? I just didn't have any more people to reach out to. The second is that my schedule gets booked up. And that's kind of the problem with personal training, is that once you kind of cap out your schedule, you're kind of done at that point, right? And once you've capped out your schedule, there's not any more clients that you can do. And so this is where I had to get a little bit creative. And so the way that I got creative was to solve the capacity issue, right? Because my schedule was currently fully booked out. I raised the prices of my one-on-one, and I switched people over to semi-private. All right. And semi-private, I was doing about 4 to 6 people per session. And what that allowed me to do is, because I was able to get 4 to 6 people a session, it allowed me to make 3 times more than my one-on-ones, right? So that's what I did to solve the capacity issue. Now, to get clients, because I had ran out of my warm network, to get clients, I actually started running Facebook ads. And for those of you guys that ran Facebook ads back in 2015, ads were very cheap and the leads were very plenty. And for those of you guys that are trying to run Facebook ads now, it's not as simple. It's very complicated now. There's a lot of rules, especially in the health and wellness space, for health and wellness professionals, a lot of hoops that you have to jump through to make sure that you can actually be profitable with ad spend, right? And the time when I was running ads, my ads were very simple. It was just a free transformation session, and like and once people saw the ad, they were able to just book a call with me or fill out a form actually, and then I called them and then I booked the appointment. That was it. So I share the story. If you made it this far, I share the story because I just want to let you know that growing a health and wellness business locally, it's very, very, very simple. It just takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of elbow grease. And that's how I went from $7,000, right? So when I went from 0 to 7, that's how I did about $15,000 a month consistently. And I was doing about $180,000 a year take home. And so I shared that again, that a lot of us don't understand how easy it is to grow in a local market when everybody wants to grow online. And I'll kind of share some stuff about online. But really, to the meat and potatoes, if I had to do things differently, what would I would do different this time? The first thing that I would do differently is that I would start with semi-private, not one-on-one. Now, if you're a newbie and you're just getting started in this space, please do one-on-one because I think it gives you a lot of experience and it gets you to work with people at an individual level that you would not be able to get to do at semi-private. So for those of you guys that are vets that have been doing one-on-one a lot, I highly recommend switching over to semi-private because it's going to be more beneficial for you. It's also going to be beneficial for the client because when people come in and they train with other people that are very similar to them in their fitness level, but even if they're not, even if there's one person who's a little bit more advanced, the whole group gets better and it's kind of a more of a community feel. Okay. So that would be the first thing that I would do differently is that I would start semi-private. I would never do one-on-one. All right. The second thing is I would build an organic client getting system. Right now, because I know how Facebook ads work, I would actually never run Facebook ads. I just wouldn't. And the way that I would build a client getting system is I would build a free community. You could do it on here, Facebook. You don't. It doesn't require any money. I would personally do it on like a different platform. I would kind of take people off of Facebook. But if you're like, yeah, I don't have a lot of money, well, just do it on Facebook. It's absolutely free. Just start a free Facebook group. I'd do a 14-day challenge inside of it, absolutely free. Give value, right? Genuinely help people. Share kind of what you do to help clients get results, right? Then what I would do is I would find a local Facebook group, right? Everybody has them, whether you're in your Missouri area, I'm here in Dallas, there's tons of groups and little small pockets of towns, right? And then add people as friends from the community because again, you're a local business and you have to integrate with the local community because that's what a local business is. And then I would invite those people to your challenge. And it's a free challenge because that's the problem. A lot of us try to get clients by having clients who are ready to hand us money. How are people going to hand you money if they don't know who you are? So a lot of it is just creating that trust and building that long-term relationship with people that will want to get you and what will want to give you money, right? So invite them to your challenge, give value first because then you can actually get back, right? So build that 14-day challenge, do it inside of a community, get people from your local Facebook group, add them as friends, invite them to the challenge, and then every single week provide value to your community, right? It could be a video, it could be something typed up, it could be sharing meal plans, it could be sharing workouts, it could be sharing results, whatever it may be. Share real value, right? If you guys don't know this, Weight Watchers is a billion-dollar organization, right? And they simply grew their business by doing $27 seminars on a weekly basis. They don't do workouts. And us as health and wellness professionals, we provide so much more value. So every single week, have a community, provide value. And then inside of your community, when you're providing value, offer a free session, right? Everybody that comes in, offer a free session and people who are ready to schedule and ready to change will schedule. And over time, guess what's going to happen is that community is going to build up and you're going to have a active pool of people to fish from whenever you need clients. That's the really cool part, right? So what you're doing is you're never relying on anything to get clients. You actually have built a community of your own where you can actually fish from, which is really awesome. The third thing that I would do differently is I would hire a VA right away. Like I would hire a VA as soon as you're probably doing about $5,000 a month. It is an expense, but it's actually an investment. And they probably cost you anywhere from $700 to $800 a month. But I would pass off all admin tasks, right? So growing the challenge, getting people in, rescheduling, billing, all of the really nitty gritty stuff that I don't want to take care of and I just want to be able to focus on growing my business, that is what I would immediately pass off to a VA. And then the second thing is that, or the fourth thing that I would do differently is that once the semi-private is all booked, I would offer hybrid coaching. And hybrid coaching is just nutrition and accountability at a lowered price. So let's say hypothetically, I would charge my semi-private at $600 a month, right? I would offer the hybrid coaching anywhere from $350 to $400 a month. And this is where people are coming in for nutrition and accountability. They're doing workouts on their own. And what they're really doing is they're just waiting for a semi-private spot to open up, and they're paying a discounted rate. They get nutrition and accountability, and as soon as a semi-private spot opens up, they can actually jump in. So it's kind of like a active waiting list. And with those with the nutrition and accountability clients, I'd be meeting with them 15 minutes every 2 weeks, just to hold them accountable, and then I'd be checking in with them on a daily basis, and I'd have a automated sequence to make sure that they are staying intact and they're getting the results that they need. So now, as far as other stuff, there'd be a ton of stuff that I would do differently. There's like all of these segmented things that I would add. If you guys would like to know what those things are, just let me know. I don't want to make this video super long. If you do want me to do a part two, I will totally do a part two and kind of just share everything that I would do. But if I optimized this system where I did semi-private, built a client getting community, and a client getting system organically where I didn't have to pay for ads, had a VA, and then I did the hybrid coaching. If you put the math together, rough back of the napkin math, you could do about $25,000 a month take home with just a 25-mile radius community, which is really awesome. And so one thing I do want to share, and I hope you guys can take away from this, everybody nowadays wants to grow online, right? Everybody wants to like, hey, build an online business, and we pushed it for a while. So I'm again throwing rocks at myself, as we did it for a very long time. And everybody that's telling you to grow online or wants to grow online has this uninformed optimism, right? And it's kind of this concept of the grass is greener on the other side. Um, but to tell you the truth, growing online is 10 times harder, and it has 10 times more headache. It's harder to get clients, and it's way harder to actually keep the clients that you actually have, because the way you build a business is to get clients and keep them long term, because you don't want to keep chasing clients month over month over month. You want to be able to keep those clients long term, right? And so that is very difficult online, because there isn't that intimate relationship that you can build, because the person can ghost you at any time, versus in a local community, well, everybody knows everybody and everybody lives in this area. So if somebody can't just easily ghost you, right? They have a commitment, they have a session that they've committed to. And if it's not you that's going to be checking in with them, there's that semi-private group that they have of 6 people that's also going to be following up with them, because they built that mini community inside of that session. So for those of you guys that want actually help doing this, and you're like, hey, how do I actually build systems to be able to grow my health and wellness business, whether it's in person, whether it's online, either way, we've actually built a free program called the 30-day launch program. And it's made specifically to help health and wellness professionals kind of build the foundation that you need to be able to do $180,000 to $200,000 a year while having time freedom, right? It incorporates different elements of the business. So that way, not only do you have your one-on-one, you have your semi-private, you have your hybrid coaching, but you actually have other elements where you can actually grow a business sustainably. If in case you decide you don't want to do one-on-one, you don't want to do semi-privates, you also have these other streams, because let's be honest, we're not going to be 60, 70-year-old personal trainers, right? If you want to be, that's totally cool, but we have to build something that's a little bit more sustainable. So the 30-day launch program is absolutely free. There's no charge to it. We're only working with 20 people right now, and we've got about 6 people who have jumped on board. Like I said, it's 100% free. Our goal is to give you everything that you need to have the foundations to build a successful business. So if you watch this and you're interested, comment me and let us know, and we'll reach out just to see if it's a good fit, because we want to make sure that we are working with people hands-on, one-on-one. And again, it's free, and we're going to give our time. So we want to make sure that people are actually diligent and dedicated, and you're the right person to actually do this. So I hope you find value in this. If you did, just let me know in the comments. Drop a thumbs up. That would be awesome. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.